Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we continue into level 2 Megabase, where in the last episodes or couple of episodes just got this entire thing up and running. It's pretty much consumed all for steel, so the goal for today's episode will be setting up a lot more steel, both for this, but also for the future production for our utility science, as that will also consume a lot of steel for low density structures. So if you think that's a good idea, do remember to leave a like on the video, and if you're new to the channel, do remember to subscribe as well. So in between episodes, I just expanded out a few of our cells to give room for where I want to set in our steel setups, to kind of have some dedicated lines up here, maybe one over here, where we just kind of produce what we need. I'll just steal the blueprint we already have from down here, making steel for us, consuming every bit of steel we have being produced here, but of course still needing more, but that is the goal. So firstly, let's just go to the closest cell, which is actually just up here, and try and get some trains in, or we'll get some blueprints flown in from our base. So firstly, we'll need to do a bit of reorganizing here. We need to remove a few things, maybe also take out these train stops, maybe to here, to have room for what we need to set up. So I have been debating if I would ship this with train everywhere that we have a steel setup. And I think for now, I'll just place one in each of these grids, where we actually have some iron ready. And then in the future, we can hook in more in case it's needed, and do some cool thing like that. So firstly, let's see if we can fit in our current production here. I know there's a bit of wasted belt here, but it looks kind of cool, and I kind of want to keep it like this just for now. So let's start by grabbing this part. I think that'll do very nicely. And then see if we have a place we can actually fit it in up here. We can, in theory, maybe turn it. But can you fit in here? Not really. This is a pretty bad cell to do it. So what I think I'll do instead is just build it in the cell right next to it. So we'll just transport it over here and give ourselves a bit more room in between the things. Let's park our train over here. Because the good thing about these cells is we can always just tear down the mid here to set up something new. 2, 3, 4. So let's just do that, having all of this go to the opposite side. I'll just remove this for ease of use. And then we'll place in our system over here. So let's just copy you and place in this one as well. It does need to be in the same spot. In theory, it can't be in the same spot, as that is kind of needed as it stands right now. I'm trying to do that. So what if we just place it... We kind of need to have the outputs over here to the right. Are we able to flip it and make everything work? I think that would give us some issues with the weird belt mechanics. So for now, we'll just do this and get it to go to the right instead. So let's do you. And then we can skip that part and make go to a loading station over here instead. I kind of want to make it so this will be our blueprint for how we'll set up the loading, together with extra input of ore if it's needed, but always consuming from here before anything else. So as soon as this is empty, or if it can't keep up, it will gather more from other places. So firstly, let's also get down all of our let's see, miners here. And you can start Here everything will be fine. That seems correct. And let's do a few more, because I have figured out that we'll need so many or so much iron flowing and steel for all of our science when that is up and running. So I'll plan it out here the first time, and then I'll stamp it out a few times in between or off camera, as it's not the most exciting thing watching me build this, but I want to show what kind of progress we're making. While this is going, there's one other thing I want to show that I forgot to tell that I did in between episodes, and that is speed up our beacons over here. Speed up our module production with beacons. What I did was add one in between every place here. These beacons. I added speed modules to all of these, and then I took a second line to have two going down here, as it consumes quite a bit right now just to increase how many we're producing. I did that on both sides because I didn't want speed and productivity modules to be our bottleneck, as we will need a lot more going forward. As you can see here, quite a lot of beacons, quite a lot of modules, and yeah, everything is being put in. So let's take here 2, 4, 6. Let's take our trusty blueprints. We'll have a 6 to 4. Come over here. 6 to 4 should be fine. So that way we can hook up everything we need from there. Might have to upgrade our belts to red, just so we have it. And then drag all of you in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See here, there we go. There. That should be fine. You can come with me this way. Then we can hook up what we need. Yes, that's connecting up to everything. Perfect. There, and then the last one. The only reason to do this is just to lower the amount of traffic we have in our Megabase. Because if we get all of this just into a train station and get it delivered, we'll have more congestion at our depots. And there's no reason for that just yet. So now that we have this, we can get in the 4 lines we need. 1, 2, 3, and number 4. We'll just get drones to play this in for us. And you can go up this way, please. There, and there we are. No power screen connected, that's perfect. I want everything to be built before I hook it up. This one over here is already connected up. That means that our power consumption did take a bit of a jump from 587 megawatts for beacons to 656. So that's gonna be pretty darn good. We also want to figure out how to get things merged in. And if we get what's it called steel in from here, we can actually hook it in quite easily, just saying that always take from these first. And if anything is a surplus, you can take it from the top ones to make sure the belts are full. So should we try that just to get trains filling it in case it's needed? I think it could be a fun little exercise. What if we try this? Because then this will be a blueprint going forward for how we fill in what we need. And can we do an 8 to 4? We can't, because then it will evenly balance from each of them and not just go in. We can also do one line for each of these lines going in to make sure it's always full. And that might actually be the way to do it. So what if we do this? We'll take 4 lines from here. Each of them will have a dedicated line they will go into. That will only take it in case we can't deliver enough from here. So all of this will always work even in the future. So let's try and take that out. So you'll go something like this. Going in, saying input priority from here, being that one. You can kind of jump. Then you'll go, let's see here, you can go to one further down. Could, in theory, if you want to hook it up here, what if we do it there and say input priority from the top one. Then you can jump in. I'm not quite sure how beautiful this will look, but it should work. So always take from here first, always take from there first and go to this one. Then you'll go on the third line. For that. What if we do this instead? What if we do this instead? There. Will that be better? Input priority from the bottom one. We'll go from here to there. Yeah, because that'll be way easier to hook up than the other one. Then you'll get... I should just move it up a small amount. If we can fit it. Can you please take you and move it to here instead? Thank you. There. 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 And then the last one will go in here. Oh, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? To make sure we always have fully compressed belts going to our furnaces to produce what we need. This way, you'll always take from these first. That actually looks pretty decent. Quite pleased with that. I kind of want to move you to here just to make it look a bit better. I know it will waste a small amount, but it looks pretty good. And you can just be like that. So you go in. Priority there. You go in, priority, you go in, priority, you go in, priority. And that way all of you should work. So let's try and hook this up and see if it actually works the way I have intended. You can go away. Will that do anything? Nope, everything is still inside range. That is very, very good. And take you to there. So here goes all of the iron. That's going to get delivered. Then we'll get iron ore in up here. As a buffer, in case more is needed. This is something I haven't tested before, so it's going to be... Ooh, nope, have to unloading all. Is it for this one? Ooh, we need to build the rest over here. Luckily, let's just get our little minions to do that for us. And please do that. The rest in here is fine. But I did learn a very, very neat trick the other day. Can I figure it out? That is always the good thing, because if you go in here and take filters, you're able to entity ghost or tile ghost. That means we can actually take that one, take here, and instead of trying to figure it out, we can do that. Remove all the ghost ones we don't want. So I like to take, I think Phil for that little thing. Phil is always a very, very nice guy in the community, helping us out with neat tricks like that. So that helped me out right here. That was perfect. So the rest of you get built. As soon as that is done, then... Oh, no, we can't take it here. We have to move it over to the right. Because there is no connection to this. Let's just shift this over. I'll just quickly shift it and I'll be right back. So I just shifted it over so it will actually work. This has been completed as well, so we can actually get trains in. So now it's finally time to see this in action. Let's change you to, just like we did before, change you to iron ore unloading. And now we'll have 2 trains going up here. Seems like they have nuclear fuel. They're moving quite fast. And then we'll see if this actually works the way I have planned. There we go. And you'll go in. Start to unload, or start to flow. And then it should back up at least half of this, because we are producing about 90 per second over here. We're not supplying half what we need. And then the other half will be supplied here. And we'll hopefully see this back up now. As you can see, it is backing up, but we're getting full lines out and everything is being consumed from here. So this is kind of how I want to build it going forward, to make sure we have full throughput on our lines. That'll give us full iron lines going out, making sure that we have full lines going into the steel, giving us full steel line, full steel lines out, and being very, very efficient. So the next thing we need to do is pretty much just hook up the steel. You'll be steel loading. We have a ton of things standing by and no steel anywhere in our base. It is completely dried out. Which is what happens when you hook up signs and just let it fill up to maximum. That was not correct. Move you up a bit more, so to about here will be fine. And there we are. We need 4 lines in. 1, 2, 3, and look at all that delicious steel. We'll take you. Come with me. There we are. And turn, 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 turn. Let's just... well, this should be done. Let's just help it quickly. There we are. So whatever we have in will get evenly distributed down here and land out in the correct areas. So that is pretty much how I want to build my my steel cells going forward. As you can see, it's only consuming from here, so this is working exactly like I wanted. I'll just add in a few more iron trains while I remember. Iron ore trains, that is. And then I'll do a quick cut and set up the next 4 stations or grids like this, so you don't have to watch me do it. So let's see, here we are. You. There. You. And you can go to depot and depot. Go and pick up some nuclear fuel so we'll be a bit faster. And yeah, let's just watch this in action before we clip away. We have all of our things flowing in. But maybe hook it up myself just to increase the speed a bit. We can actually see it work. That is always the most exciting thing. There we are. And boom, 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 boom. There goes all the steel. And let's see if this doesn't work now. Look at that. Nice filled lines, just kind of flowing as intended. Oh, that looks so good. And finally we have more steel being produced. Because if you look at our steel production here, over the last hour, for example, 1.6k, we can now produce more than twice as much as that. If you go back here, we're now producing 6 point something. So we have pretty much doubled our steel production, if not even more than that. That is looking very, very good. Of course, we won't get full lines out as it is 1 to 5 production. So we'll get 1 to 5 plus the what's called the 20%. So it's looking very, very good in the steel department right now. So I'll do a quick pause of the video, and then we will I'll set this up somewhere else. Ooh, I have something we'll have to watch out here. And that is to probably hook up a lane balance over in this area instead. Because otherwise you can see we'll have something back up and it'll take from here. So do we have a lane balance that works that way? I have a 4x4, so we put a 4x4 lane balance in between here, we should actually be good. So let's try this. Also, I'm a bit sad that it's doing... Oh, thank you, robots. So we'll do this. Then, now you can see now we're going to consume a lot more from over here to keep it flowing. But we need to have a lane balance in. Otherwise, you will be in serious trouble. And the only reason why is in terms of not having too many trains running. That should lane balance it. So if I hook you up, this one is going from 8 to 4. Then this one is balancing the lanes, so we get full lanes going out. And that way we shouldn't have the issue where it's pulling from one side. Or at least not in, look at that, now it's much better. In terms of making sure we don't have it backing up as much as before. Because we're still having full lines. So we'll have to remember to use that one. Otherwise we do run into a bit of issues with the lane balancing. But this is good. So as I said, I'll quickly pause the video. Then I'll go and set up 2 or 3 more of these. And then we'll be right back and have a look at that. So welcome back, guys. I just spent a few minutes setting up what we needed. And now I just want to show you what it looks like. So I went up here, up north. We were down here before when we set up the first one. And I just hooked up one of these to exactly 3 iron patches. As this will supply a bit more than what it needs with its current output. So for example, if you check here, let's do 61. We'll do 130 here, so that's already more than 4 full blue belts, because that's going to be about 180 plus what we have over here, plus 105, so that's way more than we need. One of the reasons why I'm keeping it like this is that all of these outer ones will go out of business quite quickly, so only have the dense ones in the middle, and hopefully that will still be consumed over here, but it's around that edge, of course, with the iron ore flowing in. So as the last thing this episode, let's just hook it up and watch things flow and see how much we actually need to get. And if everything is hooked up correctly. It should be. As you can see, we have a ton of belts moving things around, as I thought that would be kind of fun to do, instead of just getting trains to move it back and forth. So here we are. Everything's now working. As you see up here, we're starting to get the first amount of ore flowing in. We have a ton of 6 to 4 balances. We have some 8 to 4 balances and such, just taking in everything we need going forward. We do have a small amount of backlog here and there, but we are getting 4 full compressed belts out, and that is exactly what we're getting, or needing even. And yeah, that should be very good. Merging together up here, still not 4 full belts going in. So as soon as the rest of this merges in, we should hit the 4 full belts, slowly but surely getting consumed. So that's looking pretty good. As you can see, we almost have 4 full belts up here now. And this is the way I want to hook it up, so we have things flowing. It means over here, the iron is starting to flow. That's going into all furnaces to make even more steel force into our steel output. That can get delivered around to all of our areas. So steel should be rising at the moment. If you see here, we came from 2K up to 3.8. Now we're slowly starting to build up more and more. We're already at 4.6. And as soon as all of this is running, we'll see what kind of numbers we will pull. I'll just move up here and hook up our little contingency thing here. That in case we are not getting enough in, we will fill the rest with things from somewhere else. Because we do have about, let's see, one here, we have iron here. We have a few iron depots up and running that we want to consume as well. But mostly, we'll just have it here. Look at all those nice compressed belts we have going through, giving us exactly what we need out to get what we need. Yeah, that's looking pretty decent, giving us compressed belts. And almost nothing being consumed from here. Everything's running. That means that right now we are running at about 6k steel plates. That is still only about half of what we need just to run this. This by itself consumes 12k iron per minute. And we want to be using 6k at the moment. So we will need to double up our steel. And I will do that in the future. But for now, I think this is a pretty decent place to end. So do comment. What do you think about us expanding steel out this way? What do you think about us getting it in like this to make sure we always have fully compressed belt? As we don't want to waste any of our capacity in terms of producing steel. So if you think this is cool, if you want to see more like this, do remember to leave a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, do remember to subscribe as well. And as always, you can also get these blueprints on Discord. Just jump into there and ask for it. And I will link it or someone else will. Of course, you can also get this entire world from Patreon. I know a few of you have already gotten it, and I'm very much glad for you supporting my work. So again, thank you so much for watching, guys. I've been Dgray, and I will see you next episode. Bye.